Thank you, Janet. So, by the authority vested in me by the Charter of Brown University and the Board of Fellows of the corporation, I hereby declare the 255th commencement of Brown University convened. Welcome. It's an honor to stand before you today as you reach the end of one journey and prepare to embark on another. And first and foremost, I want to congratulate you on your achievement. Graduating from college is no small feat, and you should be proud of yourselves for all the hard work and dedication and perseverance you've shown to get here. You have spent countless hours studying, writing papers, completing assignments, attending classes. You've faced challenges and obstacles along the way, but you've persevered and overcome them. And, okay, time out, cut. I have a question for all of you. By a show of hands, how many of you think I wrote the last 5 sentences I just said? Put your hand up if you think I wrote them. Put your hand up if you think I didn't write them. Okay, this is a really smart group. I didn't write them. ChatGPT did. I asked it to compose a 1,000-word inspirational commencement speech for a university president to give to graduating college seniors. Now, before you all line up to report me to Dean Zia for violating the code of conduct, consider another question. Would you prefer that I continue with the ChatGPT speech or something I wrote my very own self? I hope the latter, because I can tell you the ChatGPT speech is complete drivel. It's a distillation of the most predictable and cliché sentiments that are included in commencement speeches. It is boring, it is bland, it is completely forgettable. Now, I could have improved it. I could have asked it to include references to the open curriculum or how Brown students are the architects of their own educations, things it could have found online. But even if I had, it still would have been inauthentic. It wouldn't have reflected anything about this graduating class, this great Brown University class of 2023. And it wouldn't have reflected the experience that we've shared together over the last 4 years. And it would convey nothing about how I feel about you. Humans want and need authentic connections with other humans. And you know this better than just about anyone else. Because in the spring of 2020, the personal connections that you had just forged with friends and faculty members during your first year of Brown were abruptly interrupted. And I, for one, I'll never forget the day when all of you were told you had to pack up your things and leave Brown. There was this surreal quality to those last few days of campus. I don't know if you felt it too. On the main green, things looked and felt like a normal New England spring, a little too cold for Frisbee and shorts, in my opinion. But there you were, just after enjoying those first few days of spring, packing up and saying goodbye. And there was a sense of nervousness on campus. No one knew however long whatever was about to happen would actually last. And then we entered this bizarre world where we spoke to our friends and loved ones through the interface of small boxes on computer screens for what seemed like an eternity. And when you finally returned to campus, or in some cases the Omni or the Marriott, you had to wait in line 6 feet apart to pick up your food from the Ratty, and 6 feet apart in classes, masks on. Definitely not normal. And then finally, almost magically, it was over. And what I've seen and felt from you over the last few years as we've transitioned out of the pandemic, especially this year, was just the pure joy of authentically being together in person, learning, debating, playing sports, performing, volunteering, doing things with your friends for fun, and doing all of this with just unbridled passion and kindness and exuberance and authenticity. So yes, authenticity really matters. And in the coming years, I believe it will become increasingly scarce and at the same time increasingly important as discerning truth from lies grows more and more difficult. How can you tell what's real when misinformation runs rampant online, images are altered, voice recordings can be forged? At the same time, I can't even get a verified check mark on my Instagram. So am I real? I don't know. Seriously, there are very critical challenges ahead. We're entering a world in which electronic surveillance will become increasingly sophisticated, and it's going to raise really complex ethical issues, threatening our personal liberty, possibly the ability to go about our lives in complete freedom. We're entering a world where it's increasingly difficult to find out the truth about candidates for public office, and that's something that's so important for the future of our democracy. We're entering a world in which technological advances may make many human skills obsolete, threatening to displace workers and create new divides between rich and poor. Now, at the same time, and I'm no pessimist, we have the potential to leverage the power of technology, ChatGPT, its successors, other forms of technology that's going to come. We can leverage all that for the good. We can bring healthcare to people in the most remote parts of the planet. We can educate children who lack access to good schools. We can raise standards of living around the globe so that parents are confident in their ability to support their families, and so much more. So your generation, you have a responsibility, a profound responsibility of ensuring that technology is harnessed to make the world better, preventing the doomsday outcomes that you hear from becoming reality. And this is going to require leadership, and it's going to require technical knowledge and creativity and collaboration. Perhaps most important, it will require that you bring a very discerning, humanistic lens to everything that you do. You've learned so many things at Brown, but never forget that your humanity is your greatest asset. It'll help you accomplish great things, and I believe it will lead you to fulfilling and purposeful lives. When I walk home from work each evening, I often ask myself, what made today a good day? And inevitably, my answers reflect authentic connections with people, other people. You know, helping a student figure out whether to take the riskier option of starting a venture or going to a more secure job, sometimes with a little bit of parental pressure thrown into the mix. Meeting with student activists in my office, students with whom I deeply respect, even when I might sometimes disagree with their positions. Being part of the crowd that celebrated the Brown women's soccer team win another Ivy League championship. Spending time with the family of a Brown student who tragically passed away. Hearing the warm reflections of an employee retiring after a 30-year career at Brown. Seeing all of you have so much fun at Campus Dance. And being here today with all of you and your families and friends as you celebrate your time at Brown and you look forward to your lives ahead. The connections that you've made at this university, they are authentic and real. They can never be replicated by AI. Your Brown experiences are yours, and they're yours alone, and they will be part of you forever. And you'll go on and you're going to forge new human connections, mindful of what's real and what's fake. And I know that you'll go on to do really great things. I am so tremendously proud of all of you. So, on the day of your graduation, please accept my heartfelt, authentic congratulations and all of my hope for your lives ahead from CPAX to you.